Hello and welcome to Connected. I'm your host Tammy Lindy, bringing you interesting interviews, stories and bands from our great southeast. Coming up on today's show, Queensland Entertainment Director Trevor Scobie joins us to talk about the state's thriving music scene, and Liz Grates, a communications consultant, will share about the importance of marketing for business. Later in the show, we'll give you an insight into the brand new tactical ops paintball and hear from our musical guest Madeline Joy. But my first guest today is State Member for Ipswich, Mr Ian Berry. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Thank you very much, Tammy.
Pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Now, Ian, I'd love to chat to you. You've been an Ipswich boy all of your life, as I understand it.
Not quite. I grew up in Sherwood.
Yes.
Went to Sherwood State School, went to BBC after that, as one did in the 50s and 60s. And in about 1977, I moved to Ipswich, applied for a job, and got the job. There I had a brief stint at Main Roads Department, and then somebody offered me a partnership, so I came back to Ipswich. Incidentally, I've just been to a house where I presented a certificate to a lady who's attained 90 years of age.
Oh, wow.
And we sat down talking, and that's why I was a little late for which I apologise. But the end result of it is this. I always say about Queensland, or South East Queensland, there's 2 degrees of separation. And tell me, the end result of it was that she knew the solicitor for whom I worked, Harry Palmer. She was cousins. And the lady who worked with Harry, I went to school with her son at Sherwood State School. So there you go.
Wow, really is 2 degrees of separation. Is that amazing?
Indeed.
Now you've had, I understand the job that you applied for and then further studied in was law. So you've been a lawyer. Did you feel that maybe having that sort of career helped transition into politics?
I certainly see law and politics as really being like black and white. Certainly law helps, but the net effect of it is law is about reasoning, logic, precedent, very structured environment. Politics is almost the reverse. It's very emotionally charged. You can't really talk to too many people in logical terms or fallacies or critical thinking. It's emotion. It's about tugging heartstrings, because that's how most people, by and large, make their decisions.
Absolutely.
When it comes to politics, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you found being in federal parliament, state parliament, with your position, have you found that sort of emotional connection that you have for the Ipswich and the community here to be of help to you when you're in session?
Tammy, I'm still going through a transformation. I haven't quite left the lawyer behind me.
Right.
I'm still, but I am trying. I am desperately trying to be more emotional in the way I think. But I'm not saying that law doesn't help. I mean, I'm chair of the Legal Affairs and Community Safety Committee, and the reason I just told you beforehand that I went on the Steve Austin show, and that was about the CMC bill. Now, if I can tell you, that is one example, and I lived and breathed that bill for the last 6 weeks. So I've read every report, the Fitzgerald report. But the point I'm making is, when I went on the show, it was highly emotional. I had the Honourable Fitzgerald making a statement to the effect that he called the Attorney General something, which for a lawyer I was just so surprised that Tony Fitzgerald became emotional about something which really is pretty unemotional.
Yeah, absolutely. I find it always so interesting to know about the different attributes that you are needing for the different sort of career choices that you do make, and how you can transition so easily from one to another, or maybe not so easily, as you've said.
Look, I think as you get older, you get more conservative. And the thing that I remember about becoming a little older is that history, because I'm a great buff historian, and history tells us that you just can't be conservative as you get older. You've got to be able to adapt.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not forgetting the lawyer part, because that, as I said, the Legal Affairs and Community Safety Committee, you've really got to be a solicitor, a lawyer in that sphere, because it is very clinical, and you've got to read, and you've got to understand, and you've got to critically think.
Lovely. Thank you so much. We're out of time, but thank you so much. It's been so lovely to chat to you. And still to come, Trevor Scobie and Marketing for Your Business. Stay connected. Welcome back. My next guest is the Director of Queensland Entertainment, Trevor Scobie. Trevor, thanks for coming on the show.
No problems.
Lovely to have you. Now, tell me, Queensland Entertainment, what is it?
Well, basically, it's a company that I started due to the lack of people looking after the area around the Darling Downs, Toowoomba, Ipswich, even stretches out to Sunshine Coast.
Right.
Just to keep people honest, really, keep good acts working and good public venues open to have those good acts.
Fantastic. And so you've obviously started this up yourself. Do you work with anybody? Do you have a team of people? Are you sort of running that yourself at the moment still?
It's pretty much myself. I do have an IT guy that keeps the website sort of up and running, but mainly myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so can you tell me a little bit about what you actually do with Queensland Entertainment? What do you provide for the community and for artists who maybe want to get involved?
Well, with the website, talking about the website, I put the website up so that the venues would get something back as well as the artists. You can get onto the website, see where the artists are playing, at which venue. So that way the venue's getting something as well. That's not just that I'm giving them an act to put into the venue, but I'm giving them some advertising as well.
Yeah, great.
So I'm very conscious of making sure that everyone's in a win-win situation. I work with the venues as well to make sure that their advertising, their marketing is up to scratch as well, because it's no use having a great act there and not promoting it the same.
That's right. Absolutely. And so can people actually register with you, like venues or artists register with you their interest to get involved?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely what I'm after. I'm getting a lot of good acts from solo musicians, from bands to original artists as well.
Yeah, sure.
So I also get festivals call me, as well as venues, corporate events, private functions. They can register online, the acts can. There's a register an artist tab online. And venues normally get hold of me through the same way.
Through the same way, excellent. Now, what are some of the highlights that you've seen, maybe some of the sort of the dark horses of musical entertainment and things like that, that you've seen come through?
I think there's a real turning with original acts. There's a lot of people that want to see new acts. I was only just saying that, you know, I come from an era where I used to buy albums. These days people are buying singles, and I think that the acts that can come out and produce not just one single but, you know, a string of good songs are definitely going to make an effective appearance with venues and with people. And I also think that with music these days, you've got to be right onto your marketing a little bit more. So I would say that there's a lot of great original acts, especially coming from this area.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, did you want to give us your contact details, your website, and your any other contact details you have?
Yeah, definitely. The website's probably the best thing to contact me on. It's www.queenslandentertainment.com.au, full word Queensland. And just jump on and you can contact me through there. You can pick up the phone and have a chat as well if you like.
No, that sounds brilliant. Now, tell me one last thing. The Queensland music entertainment industry, do you think, obviously we said at the beginning of the program, it's thriving. Do you agree?
I think it is. I think as long as the venues and the people that are holding events are doing it for the right reasons and promoting it in the right ways, it's going to get stronger. It'll only get stronger. But original music is definitely on the up and up, and I think that's because we've got so much at our fingertips with social media, with
that's great.
You know, anything that can be seen on the web to tutorials or anything like that.
Thank you so much.
I think it's great.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Trevor. If you'd like to know more details, please just jump on our website for those details Trevor just gave. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit different, just to help build community or just have a fun time with your mates, this next story might just help. Earlier this week, we sent out our cameras to Tactical Ops Paintball to explore their adventure playground.
Hey guys, I'm Harry. And I'm Jack. I'm Ben. And we are the owners of Tactical Operation Paintball.
First-person shooters are a hugely popular pastime for many people, both young and old. But there's a way you can get that thrill without needing a mouse and keyboard. Tactical Ops Paintball near Rosewood is only a new venue, but they're aiming to be one with a difference.
pretty much with the setup, what we're doing is every day, everyone these days is playing all online games, so like Call of Duty, Battlefield, things like that. What we're trying to do here is recreate that in real time. So where you're playing, Rush or Conquest or even Team Deathmatch on a couple of fields, we're putting that in live time.
Like the virtual games that these paintball battles imitate, it's mostly young men who have the greatest interest in involvement. But that doesn't mean it's not for everyone else.
We have a great demographic of people that come out. Like usually it is your males that come out, but in those males there are females that come out. And like this one girl that came out, Brittany, she's actually a friend of ours. She actually was getting the flag constantly. Like if there was a flag in the middle, the game would start, and she'd just weasel away, through the barricades. I don't think she'd be shot once, but yeah, no, she got the flag every time.
And we had Laurie. Laurie's a concreter, and he would be 55, somewhere around there. And on this bridge here, the riot shields are moving up. Laurie's got no riot shield, and he's just going with them, getting absolutely pummeled and kept going. So it is a great sport for everybody, as long as they're happy just to have some fun. Yeah.
Tactical Ops Paintball is doing more than providing action entertainment though. It's about community building.
It's a great team building exercise. It's like bringing even a sports group through here, like you're working on team level on another scale, so like the communication and you're moving up the field together, and community wise it's great, I think, and yeah, no, it's great team building exercise.
Being Rosewood, which is our closest town, is such a small community. Our aim is to bring through the town, and we do deals with people in town. So at the fuel station, we give everyone a fuel card out here, trying to get everyone that comes to TAC Ops to go back through Rosewood and use their facilities as well, trying to grow the town as much as we can from our end too. And that's the way we sort of design the fields, as in you need to work as a team to move through the fields. We play our fields more of a scenario based, so if you don't work as a team, it makes it very, very hard. That's always the point we're trying to push across as teamwork, communication, and everyone we've had through here seems to like that idea.
The community seems to appreciate Tactical Ops Paintball so far.
We've been open now for about a month and a half. Throughout we're getting sort of bookings every weekend now, and we're starting to get a good rotation of bookings ahead. And now it's just a matter of making those scenarios bigger and better for everyone. We've actually had some great feedback from our field, and yeah, people absolutely loving it. Like we're getting people saying, yeah, we're definitely coming back. We're coming back next week even. So it's great. We've got good foundations so far, so it's looking good.
And we also encourage people, if you're out this way through the week and just want to drop in and say hi and have a look at our field, see what markers we're using, just drop on in. We're more than welcome. More than welcome to come have a look.
There are multiple game types and maps to play in, ranging up to epic multi-mission scenarios for your weekend. Everything you need to know is on the website.
So we've got our website, which is www.tacticalopspaintball.com.au. We've got our Facebook site, which is Tactical Operation Paintball. We've also got Lecky, who's our HR girl. She's the other one in the business. She's taking bookings on the phone all the time. So it's all the contact details are on the website and Facebook page. And they should show up about here.
And YouTube videos.
Yeah, and we should actually have YouTube videos coming up very shortly, so that'd be good.
Isn't it encouraging to see 3 young men making their mark and building the community? Right after the break, we have Liz Grates and Madeline. Stay connected. Welcome back. Liz Grates is the founder of local business Marketree, whose purpose is to provide strategic, tailored communication services to organisations. Liz joins me now to discuss the role of a marketing consultant for your business. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Lovely to have you. Now tell me, Marketree, what was the inspiration? What is it all about?
Yeah, look, I used to work at a consultancy, which I absolutely loved, and I was looking for a bit more flexibility in my life, so I started the business so that I could freelance for companies.
Yep.
And it's been really fantastic because it's given me a lot of opportunity to work for companies from construction to environmental science to HR to bakery retailing, so it's quite diverse and really fun to do.
Absolutely, that would be so interesting to be able to sort of have an insight into lots of different industries and businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in a a world like marketing, it is so incredibly diverse that you can often be a real specialist, and that's a brilliant thing to do. But I quite enjoy being more of a generalist and spanning across a whole range of industries, because it's amazing how many times a crazy idea for one is pretty much core business for another. So you can transfer a lot of insights.
Wow, that's really interesting. Now tell me, how important is it to have a marketing consultant for a small business?
Look, there's a few ways that businesses can go about their marketing, and I think the most important thing is for them to really look at where they get the best return on investment for their time. So often with small businesses, it can be started just as the owner-operator, and so they're a one-man band, so to speak, or a one-woman band, and that's where a consultant can provide them with the input at the right level that they need. They may only need a few hours a week, for example, so that's where they've got a lot of flexibility through consulting. The other way that they can get consulting value is by having that external voice that isn't so emotionally connected to the day-to-day operations, and that's pretty important for them too. One of the things though that I often say to my clients is to really know that moment where it's great to then start to look at having somebody brought in-house, so having an employee, because there's a moment where that's the better solution for a business. So it comes down to what matters most.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've heard a couple of people say, you know, knowing a few small businesses and things like that out there, you know, oh, I don't really have money for marketing, you know. What are the sort of the pros and cons of maybe not going down the marketing road? Are they going to suffer from not having that? Is it kind of like spend a dollar, earn a dollar?
Yeah, look, some people are fairly naturally capable at doing that sales role themselves, and so they might just find that they get by. If they're in an industry where what they're providing is quite unique, again, they might find that they can get by with a fairly average website and people just starting to get to know their name. So again, it depends heavily on what industry they're in. I think that with all businesses, they're really starting to understand that brand is incredibly powerful, and there's so many ways to communicate with people that if you don't have your head around marketing, then you're ending up spreading yourself far too thin. You know, do I go on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and am I supposed to have a website, and how do I have a shop front, and? So by understanding the marketing function, it's not necessarily about throwing lots of money at anything. It's about knowing how to actually refine where your efforts go and where your money goes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so wise. That's such great advice. Look, can you give us the details of how to get in touch with your business Marketree and yourself for your services?
Yeah, certainly. My website is just marketree.com.au, so all the details are there. I've got a blog with some different articles and some advice pieces there as well, for some free advice for anyone.
Absolutely. That's so great. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been wonderful to have you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Lovely. Not a problem. To wrap up our show, we have musical guest Madeline Joy, an emerging local singer-songwriter and someone who you should certainly keep your eye on. She will now perform her new single, Discovery.
Darling, come stand with me by the window. Listen to the wind sing pleasant hymns or long forgotten stories. And let it sweep your daughters to the sea. That's where it's always taken me. Oh, but take me as I come. You're sure to have more fun. And leave the ruin of that broken little girl. Take me as I am, for I have grown. I have grown. And darling, don't forget, don't forget to open up the window. My night terrors need somewhere else to go. Oh, and hold me closely in your arms, way away from harm that may be yours. Take me as I come. The way you're sure to have more fun. I am free. It's just me floating alongside the process of self-discovery.
Thanks for joining us today. Special thank you to our guests, Mr. Ian Berry, Trevor Scobie, Liz Grates and Madeline Joy. For more information about anything you've seen on today's program, you can head to our website, connectedtv.com.au. I'm your host, Tammy Lindy, and we'll see you next week when you can stay connected.